Galahad, come in. Galahad, acknowledge. This is command.
I read you, Percival.
Enjoying a stroll in the park, are we?
Nothing quite like a chilly London morning to stimulate the senses.
Not to interrupt your little constitutional, but we have confirmation of multiple marks at Grosvenor Square.
What are our directives?
Rendezvous at the United India House with Igraine and Lafayette and contain the threat. Do you have it in sight?
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to more The Order 1886. This is my hard difficulty video walkthrough where I will be getting all collectibles in each chapter of the game. And this is chapter 1, entitled Always a Knight. We will meet some side characters in this chapter and also be introduced to the combat section of the game.
Right in front of me.
Good. Assess the situation once there and proceed with caution. Did Nicola provide you with armament?
Yes. Essex M2 Falchion.
Good. The Falchion's secondary ordnance should help.
Inspecting is a big part of this game. I like the inspecting aspect because it shows out the detail of every item and weapon in the game.
We may be pursuing Bedlamites, but they remain civilians. Use non-lethal force whenever possible.
Understood. Are you joining us?
I have a small matter to attend to. I'll find you afterwards.
En route now. Galahad out.
Now, I am excited for a bunch of reasons to bring this game to my channel, because if it wasn't for this game, I would not have a PlayStation 4. I bought this game when I bought my PlayStation 4, and this game was one of the main sole reasons that I wanted to play PlayStation 4, because it's a PlayStation 4 exclusive. There's a bunch of things I like about this game. I like the mocap, the characters, the story, the soundtrack, and the attention to detail of everything they got in this game. They really put a lot of hours and a lot of work in this game. The quality is on par. Everything is pretty good in this game, graphically. And now, most people hate the game because it's so short in length. I mean, honestly, I don't really play games for the length of the game. I like to enjoy the overall experience, and this game hits on all cues with overall experience. My only knack with the game is probably the combat. Other than that, everything is pretty cool in my book, so I have no issues whatsoever. But in this chapter, we will be collecting 3 collectibles. That's the only thing. That's the only amount of collectibles in this chapter is 3. The first one is this Whitechapel newspaper. The second one will be a photo, and the last one will be a phonograph. And you get them relatively early on in the game while you're traversing through this hotel area until you meet up with your team. Now, chapter 1 has a bunch of good things in it. Right off the back, it introduces you to different enemy types, and the last enemy type you see in the game are fucking awesome. If you familiar with the movie Underworld, then you know the enemy types I'm talking about. And the enemies in the game look so crazy, man. That shit is awesome, bro. I like the overall design of them and everything. So I can't wait for you to see them once we get deeper into the chapter. I'm telling you, it's awesome. And this will be our last collectible of the chapter. After this, you don't really have to inspect no more items or collect anything. Just let the chapter play out.
I'm on my way down to the street.
Acknowledge.
Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly request that you proceed as indicated by the opposite charge.
When traversing through an area or jumping over or hanging from anything, you will always see like a white highlighter, like it been spray painted on, like a ledge been spray painted on. When you see that, that means you can jump over that or hang from that ledge. And whenever you see the icon above an item like this ladder here, that means you can interact with it. So it gives the same icon for like collectibles, any of that stuff, ladders, anything that you can interact with. You always see that icon. So whenever you see that icon, just make sure you interact with the item that's in front of you, like this paper over here.
himself.
I know your concerns, but trust me, he's a good lad.
If you say so. In any case, I have no time to look for him. I'm assigning the last few constables to their posts.
When it comes to games like this, I search everything. It could be like an alley or something that's ducked off somewhere. I search everything. Even the outside characters, the characters that have no importance in this game whatsoever, don't look bland. They don't look cartoonish. They look on par. They look for the most part on par with the main characters in the game. That's what I mean. They put so many hours and attention to detail in this game. With all the detail stuff out the way for now, let's talk about our protagonist here. Our protagonist in this game is Sir Galahad. He is one of the few knights in the game that make up the order. We played through his story, and if you watch the prologue, you can see where he was being beaten and being treated as a prisoner.
Galahad, see that you cordon off the entire district, and do it quietly. How did you arrive here so quickly?
Skill, love.
I must admit, you do move fast for a man of your age.
A knight cares to be reminded of his decrepitude by a fair damsel.
My lord, this damsel would never be so callous as to do such a thing.
Sure is he. Would you ever? Who are the marks?
Bedlamites, running amok. Percival thinks it could be a rebel subterfuge. Let's hope you haven't lost your edge.
Remember who trained you?
He was the best. In his day.
Was.
You're still pretty good. But I'm better.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Gray, come in.
Acknowledge, Percival.
Multiple escapees spotted at the east entrance of the United India Underground Station. Intercept with caution.
Understood. Come on, Gray. Let's move.
And we're gonna play up the events that led up to the prologue. So it's one of those games to where it starts at the end. It shows you, it gives you a teaser of what happens towards the end of the game. And we're gonna play through all the chapters that led up to that point. And the story is pretty deep. There's more to it that meets the eye in the game. So I can't wait till we get further along in the game so we can start unraveling the story. And how Sir Galahad got caught and what led to him getting caught and what was the reason of him getting caught.
Once we're inside, don't let anyone else through.
Sure you don't need help, love?
Do you mean a strong man to take control of things?
That's right.
Just stay out of our way. I'd hate for you to get shot by mistake.
Trouble?
The usual trigger-happy mercenaries.
The United India Company prefers its minions enthusiastic.
The last thing we need is a band of hired guns causing more havoc. I've told them to remain on lockdown.
The funny part about that part to me is when dude asked her, do she need help? And she mocked him by saying from a strong man. And he said, that's right. That's just funny to me. People around me, they'll get that shit. That's just funny to me. But anyway, we're going to be coming up on our first set of combat in this game. The combat is satisfying as far as the guns and aiming and the sneak attacks you do. I just wish you were able to do more hand-to-hand combat in the game.
Galahad, take cover! Let's get to work.
Target down!
Let's reload. Move up.
We're clear.
Get out of here! Find some weapons! You two! Get your asses over here! I need help! Come on.
Go!
Let's go, you bloody bastards!
A rifle would be more appropriate.
Escapee down!
escapees coming from the alley.
Someone heading for the atrium.
I get this part as an introduction. I just don't like doing blind fire with the pistols in here. Well, particular this pistol is not effective in blind fire. It's more effective while aiming.
It's on the stairs. I need to reload. I don't have a clear shot. Escapee neutralized. Damn. Target down.
On hard difficulty, this game is not technically really that hard. It's just about common sense. If you have common sense, you'll be able to survive. Don't stand out of cover too long or you will die in probably about 3 or 4 shots.
Damn it.
They've locked the door. I can hear more commotion inside. Hurry. More bedlamites inside. Stun! Take the shot!
And that's one cool feature added on to each primary weapon you have. You have the ability to press R1.
Izzy! Are you alright?
Damn it!
Oh, God. They're slaughtering them. Ready?
Let's get rid of this scum. Smoke grenades.
Right.
Fuck you, boy! Smoke's out!
Alright. Let's go.
Enemy down.
In the bar.
Escapee down. Escapee! There were more on the level above.
When pressing
We need to get up
R1 with the
there.
M2
Got it.
auto rifle, you get the ability to blast enemies back. That stuns them for a duration of time and that gives you time to kill them. So that's a very, very great feature that I forget to use time to time, but you should use it very often.
We should clear the second floor. Everything to your liking thus far?
Quite. Just another ordinary London morning.
Indeed.
Although I do hope that was only the beginning. Ladies first.
You think we'll get to shoot a few of them rich folk? Huh? Where did you go? Let's get up!
Throwing smoke grenade! I'm reloading!
Shit!
And see, I like the combat. I just wish there was more of it. Like if you was to run out of ammunition, you won't have to rush to go pick up a gun. You can just take your time. You can pick off enemies one by one using combat. Or be able to mix it up a little bit, use a little bit of combat and shoot enemies. I just wish there was more you could do as far as combat. It can help you out further down the line. Instead of you having to sneak up on an enemy.
Target down! Smoke grenade out!
What the hell is that?
Damn! Escapee neutralized.
Black sight is a very useful tool, but you use it very wisely.
You two,
Sir.
downstairs. There are civilians who need your assistance.
Yes, sir. Sir, General Lafayette is in the next room.
You're joking. Is there a single woman in this city he won't try to seduce? Well, it's your problem now. Do try not to lag behind.
Lafayette.
Ah, monsieur. This lady requires my attention.
Marquis. Your attention is required elsewhere.
I assure you, mademoiselle, that only the vow of fidelity prevents me from accepting your invitation.
Oh, Marquis, you mustn't leave now.
Unfortunately, my lady, my duty compels me elsewhere. Most fetching, was she not?
I hadn't noticed.
That is because you are not a Frenchman.
You are the most American Frenchman I have ever known.
I am a lover of liberty, mon ami.
A proper knight must learn to curb his passions.
Without passion, monsieur, a man cannot fight.
We do not fight men, Marquis.
Men, half-breeds, what does it matter? Vive la liberté!
Personal. Strange. Let's go.
It's about time.
Marquis, you and Lady Grain take that entrance. I'll go through this one and sweep for any remaining escapees.
Oui, monsieur.
sir.
Now we start in the underground section. This is a pretty cool section.
Air command to all knights in the vicinity of Mayfair. The Metropolitan Police has finished cordoning off the affected areas. Sentinels are continuing their overhead sweep. We will alert you to any sightings of the escaped patients.
Acknowledge.
Now being in the underground section is pretty creepy, you know. No sounds, only sound you hear is your footsteps. I looked at this map here, I got a little Resident Evil feel. Like I can just grab the map, but don't need it at all. Now in the underground section, this is where we meet our final enemy of the chapter. We don't fought the rebels in combat. Now we're gonna fight our last enemy of the chapter. And I hope you're excited to see the enemy type. The enemy types
are you making any headway?
Great.
I'm in the generator room.
Lafayette and I have decided to split our search.
Oui, mademoiselle. But I have not met any resistance yet.
You know, I just now thought of this. Out of all the times I played this game, I never ever used black sight on these enemies. I will try it in the future to see if it works first. And then I'm going to implement it in the gameplay. We'll see how it turns out. But that's an interesting thing that I'm going to try out next gameplay.
I had a feeling I'd beat you here. Remember, youth always prevails.
The three main things you need to know when fighting these enemies is you can use your blast from your M2 auto rifle, you can dodge and shoot. That's it. These enemies are called half-breeds, aka lichens, and they are extremely powerful.
Everyone, one of our escapees is a half-breed. Make that more than one.
Mademoiselle, are you near his location?
My route is blocked. It may take me some time to reach him. Confirm fire on my side!
Monsieur, hold on. I'm almost there.
Monsieur!
What happened?
I slew most of them. The last one got away. Igraine, I need your up gun. I'll head up to street level and keep after him. You two go that way and head him off.
Understood.
The arc gun is one of the most powerful guns in this game, along with the thermite rifle, but we'll get into that at a later date. But we're talking about the arc gun. The arc gun is so good, it has the power to kill rebels instantly on impact. I just hate that it has so much less ammunition
We need to
to carry,
press
man.
forward.
if it can at least hold like 50 rounds or 30, I will use that gun non-stop.
Out of the way!
Everyone all right?
Yes.
Percival, we've neutralized the threat on our side.
Good. I managed to capture one of the half-breeds. Rendezvous back at Regent.
Acknowledge. Let's go.
Sir! What should we do with him?
Westminster to the catacombs. We'll deal with him later.
Ah, Sir Percival. I thought the Order of Her Majesty's Royal Knights might be mixed up in this affray.
We had reason to suspect a rebel incursion, Commissioner.
An elementary conjecture. In that event, perhaps this might be of interest.
Whitechapel.
Purely circumstantial, of course.
I call it evidence.
Well, circumstantial evidence can be a tricky animal, my dear Sir Percival. You may think it is pointing at one thing, but shift your point of view slightly, and you may find it pointing in an equally uncompromising manner at something entirely different.
Please, indulge me with your musings, Commissioner.
Well, first the rebellion, and then this Jack, and the Ripper murders. And then this. Strange, don't you think, that Whitechapel has become the epicenter of our recent conundrums? We must examine every clue now, you see?
We meet in council 2 days hence. If you would do us the honor of presenting your findings.
You can expect me at Westminster.
Over here, sir.
Do excuse me.
Where have you been?
Bloody London traffic.
Mon Général, what of the other half-breeds that escaped through Hyde Park? We must pursue them.
No.
Mais notre devoir est de les poursuivre, monsieur.
Marquis, nous ne chassons pas des Anglais sur le nouveau continent. Votre témérité sera requis à un moment opportun.
Oui, mon Général. I will be
Sir
governed by your
Percival.
advice.
I'm sure you will appreciate that for the time being, this must remain a police matter.
Of course.
Something's amiss. The underworld in Whitechapel is known to give safe harbor to the rebellion.
It's precisely what troubles me.
Why would so many half-breeds be found in Bedlam?
Some things we need to find out for ourselves.
You heard Commissioner Doyle. It's a police investigation now.
Knights do not relinquish their authority to bureaucrats.
Percival is right. This matter should be brought before the council.
I would like to thank you guys for watching. That was chapter 1. We still got more to go. We got a few introductions to enemies, characters, guns, combat. And we will get more deep into the story as we progress. So, until next time, I will see you guys in the next chapter. I'm out.